The psychology of lying. What happens when you tell a lie? Setting aside any ethical concerns, whether we realize it or not, lying on some scale is something that we do on a daily basis. But what goes on in your brain when you willfully deceive someone? And how can you spot when someone is lying to your face? What happens in your brain when you tell a lie? 1. The frontal lobe is activated. This is involved in suppressing or inhibiting the truth. 2. The limbic system is activated. This is involved in the increased anxiety from the deception. 3. The temporal lobe. This is associated with memory encoding and retrieval. It is involved in checking whether the mental imagery is correct. 4. When someone tells the truth, an alternate cognitive process occurs. Fewer brain areas are active in the frontal and limbic system as they are not inhibiting truth or becoming anxious. Studies have shown that compulsive liars have up to 26% more white matter in their prefrontal cortex, so they are better at making connections between thoughts not connected in reality. Example, me, and a fighter pilot. A lie detector or polygraph measures the activity in the limbic system, the anxiety felt by the subject. A lie detector can therefore be fooled if a subject is unusually calm or anxious during the test. A lie detector's accuracy has been quoted between 50% to 90%. Due to this, their use is restricted in court proceedings. Eye movement and lying. The movement of someone's eyes can tell you what part of the brain they are accessing. You can try and tell if someone is constructing made-up information or genuinely recalling what happened by which way they look. Up and left. Indicators visually constructed images, a purple buffalo. To the left. Indicates auditory constructed sounds, the highest sound of pitch possible. Down and left. Indicates feeling, smell or taste. Can you remember the smell of a campfire? Up and right. Visually remembered images. What color was the first house you lived in? To the right. Auditory remembered sounds. What does your mother's voice sound like? Down and right. Internal dialogue. As they talk to themselves. This is the most common model but is not the same with everyone. Before relying on it, do some groundwork to see which way people look when creating or remembering information. Daily dose of lying. Most people lie once or twice a day. Almost as often as they snack from the refrigerator or brush their teeth. Both men and women lie equally. A fifth of social exchanges lasting 10 or more minutes involve at least one lie. Over a week, people deceive about 30% of those with whom they interact one-on-one. College students lie to their mothers in 1 out of 2 conversations. Who is lying? 65% of people think we have become less honest in the last decade, compared with 2% that think more honest. And 15% of people admitted to telling a lie at work in the last month of that. 59% did not feel guilty. 79% of people think that most regard personal gain over integrity and honesty. 94% of people think that politicians are likely to lie in their job, compared with 92% for business leaders, 91% for celebrities, 77% for lawyers, and 27% for doctors. How to spot a poker bluff. Being able to spot a lie can be difficult but is an enviable skill. Poker is one of the only situations in which lying is encouraged, and so it's a great way to go one-on-one with people who are possibly lying to you. The neocortex section of the brain, which is made up of the frontal and temporal lobes, is intellectual and capable of dishonesty. It's therefore unreliable in telling if you're being lied to. The limbic system, however, compels a person to react subconsciously to situations. These thoughtless reactions are very honest and can reveal a person's true feelings or when a player is concealing a bluff. How to establish a baseline. Is the person a pro or an amateur? This may mean that they intentionally throw you off, or are easier to read. What is their normal behavior? This will help you spot differences in actions that are caused by a lie. Did you know that the feet are the biggest revealers? Primitively, our feet react to environmental threats first, by running, freezing or kicking. This happened instantaneously and without thinking. Wiggling or bouncing feet usually means a good hand, whilst a sudden freeze indicates a bluff. Shoulder crunching and hand-to-body touching. The stress of a lie creates tension in a person's shoulders. You might see a slight crunch or roll in their shoulders to release this, if you're observant enough. And touching your face or neck is a pacifying action, means it helps calm us down during stressful situations. Watch for players massaging their neck, stroking their faces or licking their tips. Heavy breathing. Increased blood pressure due to the stress of lying means more oxygen is needed for the body. Watch for any slight increases in your opponent's breathing rate which might indicate a bluff. High versus low confidence displays. The body language is very different between someone who had a good hand versus one who has a bad hand. Wringing of hands or interlocked fingers is a sign of low confidence. Now, you know the psychology of lying. If you liked this video, don't forget to click subscribe for more videos.